And wouldn't it be wonderful if there was work for them? And wouldn't that be the greater triumph of your government if there were jobs for those people?
Yeah, although we have 7,500 that go off each month into work. You know, we've had 10,000 come off the unemployment benefit just in the last year that haven't gone back on, you know, and they've gone into jobs. So we have got thousands
in the 3 and a bit
finding
years since June 2008.
Yeah.
So just before you became government, unemployment was about 17,000 then. It's around 50,000 now. So the numbers of unemployed people in New Zealand have risen markedly.
Yeah.
Now, part of that's to do with the recession, isn't it?
Come on, more than part.
Okay.
You know, that is why it's gone up. And thank goodness we've got a welfare system that supports those people.
And so you are implicitly telling me jobs are hard to find.
Yeah. Absolutely, it ain't easy out there, and particularly for that first 2 years that I was minister, and we saw unemployment go up, you know, substantially, and I'm so proud that we were able to support those people.
So if it ain't easy out there,
it's not easy.
Why don't you make it easier? Where are your job creation initiatives? Thump the table now and tell me one.
Yeah, there is heaps going on. I mean, you can kind of hear about how we're helping people get work ready. You know, you've already heard me say that there are, you know, we've seen 10,000 come off the unemployment benefit and going into work. We've had 12,000 go through Job Ops, which is an employment subsidy scheme, which, you know, predominantly for small employers, but for larger ones as well, and they are taking on people. So it ain't easy, but some of these changes are going to take time to come in as well. So it is just people have to be work ready. If they can't find a job, they won't be penalised.
OK. Can I quote the Herald, quoting the Prime Minister today? Mr Key announced that National would make many on the DPP spend at least 15 hours a week in part-time work training or actively job seeking. That's a kind of précis of the position, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, the interesting thing about that is that article's from August 2008, 3 years ago. So prior to the last election, you were saying exactly the same things you're saying now. Same problems, same responses. No original ideas, Minister.
Yeah. So we introduced the first sort of round of changes in 2010, and we've seen great results from them, from just putting others in place. So now we're ready for the next changes. It'll take about 18 months to come in, so it's not a quick fix. None of this is. But the whole premise of the new system is around an investment approach, and that is quite different, John.
An investment approach? An investment in what?
So let me tell you that at the moment what we do is we don't look at the long-term liability of people on benefits. We don't sit there and say, you know, who's going to be on the longest, what's it going to cost, not just in monetary terms, but equally in social terms for them as well, and how can we upfront some of that support around them, and that's what we're going to do.
Minister, given that you have just agreed with me that John Key was saying exactly the same stuff in August 2008 that he was saying this week about the problem of beneficiaries, isn't it simply the case that every time an election comes round, National just does, either implicitly or explicitly, either subtly or more pointedly, have a bit of a go at beneficiaries? This is easy meat for you guys, isn't it?
It would be really true to say that we believe that we can do better by them and they can do better by themselves.
What, get them jobs?
Yeah, I think so. I think that we can support them better. I think that we can do better as far as how we're upskilling and having the right kind of expectations in place.
OK,
yeah.
How are you upskilling?
Yeah,
those people we've just seen going into the WINS office, how are those people being upskilled?
We currently spend about $170 million on employment assistance, and that's a lot of cash. So we spend it on training programs, on getting people ready with their CVs ready for interview skills, for the right kind of clothing to go out and get interviews. So there is a lot of spend going on. Now, how effective is it? I think that is a big question, and some is more effective than others, and part of these changes will be looking at exactly that.
I have 3 newspaper articles here from various different parts of the country about supermarkets advertising for jobs. Manukau, 2,500 people turned up for 150 jobs. Hamilton, over 1,000 people turned up for 140 jobs. Christchurch, over 1,000 people turned up for 170 jobs. These people are trying to get work.
Yeah. And they won't be penalised by any of the changes that we've put in place.
Well,
so
why are you making the changes?
Going to be,
why are you making the changes?
I think that's a really big point, is that if they're actively looking, then there's not going to be penalties for them. But we can actually put expectations in place. I equally, John, have people that write in and say, I've been looking for someone and they haven't been turning up. I've got farmers that say they can't get people that want to go there. We have got people that won't pick fruit and do other sort of things. So it is a balance there.
Excellent. farmers and fruit picking. But you know, and I know, that this is overwhelmingly an urban problem.
Yeah.
And there aren't farming jobs in Henderson, are there?
Yeah, but
so what is the work for these
Yeah.
people? And aren't you implicitly suggesting there is work there when there's not?
No, I don't think we are. I think we're being quite realistic in our expectations, and I don't think we're being harsh. I think we're just saying there's an expectation that you'll be work available and that you're looking. Equally, we've got an ageing population, so we're seeing more jobs come up with helping people, you know, with home help in their homes and work with them. We are seeing retail and hospitality pick up at the moment. That's where those sorts of jobs are coming from. So we don't expect there to be thousands and thousands of people going off benefit next week. You know, that's just going to miraculously happen because we made this statement in the last sort of 48 hours. But we do think we've got a responsibility to look more at what people can do instead of what they can't. You know, it's a very passive system right now, and it doesn't work for those people on it.
Is it, Minister? Because I've been having a look at this stuff today, and I decided to look at the sickness benefit because you guys are targeting that. I quote from the WINS website, verbatim quote, from May 2011, so what's that, 5 months ago?
Yeah.
If your doctor or a registered medical practitioner thinks you're capable of working at least 15 hours a week, you have to look for a suitable part-time job. You've already made the changes you're now claiming you're going to make. There's nothing passive about that. That is an explicit instruction to those people to look for work.
Yeah, so there's 58,000 people on the sickness benefit, and that affects about 9,000 of them. So actually, there's sort of 49,000 that are not affected by that change. And I do think we need to look at that 49,000 and look more at what they can do. So we're going to change that assessment that doctors and other medical experts are doing. We're going to look a lot deeper and a lot closer at what that is, and that's going to be quite different and quite a substantial change.
And when all that happens, are there going to be jobs for these people to go into?
Yes, I believe there will be. I believe that 46,000 more people will be coming off the benefit over the next 4 years.